process that we will go through to create our new galactic human self. So suddenly what is happening is geneticists are discovering that the whole process of who and what we are is a lot more complex than we may think. One of the first people to discover this was a Canadian professor in genetics, and he began to see, as they looked through this whole human genome, that what we see in our DNA is a program consisting of two versions, what they call the big code and the basic code. The big code is currently inactive or is dormant DNA program. This creates our fully conscious selves. Then there's the basic code. It's currently our active DNA program. This creates who we are, a limited conscious human. So one of the things happened was a crew was looking at this term junk DNA, and they discovered that there are parts of the genome, especially coded proteins. All the things that are our DNA are protein chains. The basis of these motifs in the junk DNA suggested that portions of the genome have an important functional role. And so what happened was, people at the labs around the world were beginning to discover that this so-called junk DNA is more than what people think of. Watson and Crick in the early 50s, when they discovered RNA DNA, thought that this junk DNA was dead. Well, it wasn't. It was living. It was forming structures, specific and important structures that have a role. Human DNA, thus, is a biological internet with evidence that DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed by words and by frequency. This suggests that our DNA is not only responsible for the building of our bodies, but also serves as a data storage and communication system. This is your regular cell, as Watson Crick discovered. What is happening now, especially in young children that as they are moving through their development, we discover that they are activating a third strand. So we are having active genetic mutations occurring. These are all about creating consciousness. So our DNA is transmuting both the number of strands from 2 to 3 to 12. This is the 12-strand RNA DNA, which is the 12th strand of a fully conscious being, and it creates what a combination is called a star tetrahedron, a 12-sided figure. These strands are mutating right now, and when the mutation is finished, when our metamorphosis is done, our genetic structures, our basic genetic structures, will look similar to this. So we are changing as human beings on a cellular basis and also as an individual. We are changing not only our physical, but our mental, emotional aspects and our spiritual aspects. So as this all happens, you're noticing shifts in your chakras, you're noticing shifts in your aura. Things are changing. The heart is becoming stronger. It is becoming the true center. One of the things that scientists have discovered, that the heart has a nervous system in it equivalent to your brain. It's very complex. The electricity in the heart is as complex and as powerful as that in the brain. Your heart, as the ancient Greeks thought, was the center of your soul. Heart energy represents the spiritual, full conscious energy. The brain represents the limited conscious energy. Its job is to collect energies so that it can be funneled to the heart, the fully potentialized heart. Because all decisions in a fully conscious being come from the heart. What we all need to know is all of us are moving from the 3D limited conscious reality to a 5D fully conscious reality. Now, as you've seen the changes happening to your chakra system, as you see the changes happening to your neurological system, as you see the changes happening to your physiological system, as you see the changes happening as your growth in spiritual awareness, as you see the change in your emotional attitude about the world and yourself, as all of this comes through you, understand deeply within yourself that this is all part of our shifting into full consciousness.